Hi, welcome to the April Real Estate Update. We've just completed March and I waited until we got past April's Fool's Day to jump on here and give you an update of what's occurred during the first quarter of the year. It's been a newsworthy quarter with lots of stuff going on. So we're going to talk about two major things that are going to impact real estate this year. So the first is the $418 million settlement from NAR regarding the commission lawsuits, and the second is the New York State property condition disclosure. So first off, many of you saw the headlines. The 6% commission is dead. NAR has settled for $418 million in a commission lawsuit. And so there's going to be some changes coming out this year. None of this is finalized yet. The settlement still has to be approved by the courts. So therefore, they're expecting this to take place sometime around July. So I'm seeing lots of news headlines. The 6% is dead. Should you wait until July to sell your house? And I'm just going to tell you really that it's going to be business as usual for a lot of us. So I'm not anticipating too much to really change. The big change coming from the NAR settlement is that beginning in December, buyers are going to have to sign a buyer representation agreement with an agent prior to seeing a house. And they're going to establish how the buyer's agent is going to get compensated. The other result of the lawsuit is that we will no longer be able to offer buyer compensation paid by the seller in the multiple listing service. So right now, that kind of means that the 5 and 6% commission that you've seen is probably going to go away to some degree. Sellers are going to pay their agents 2.5 or 3% to list their property, and then buyers are going to engage in a contract separately and figure out how they're going to compensate their agent for representing them. It will lead to more buyers without representation, probably, and a little bit of craziness when this does take effect later this summer. But that's really the result that's going to happen. We're not going to see too much other than that change as a result of these commission lawsuits. The Department of Justice is involved, and so there's a chance that you'll see some other settlements come out of this. And don't forget, many of us had already settled. RE/MAX settled last year for $50 million. Keller Williams had settled. So this is really our trade organization, the National Association of Realtors, settling on behalf of NAR in terms of that. So you're going to see some changes, but it's not really going to be as crazy as what you're seeing on the headlines on the major news networks right now. So if you've got questions about the changes that are occurring there, reach out to me and ask me. And the second thing, which I think is really way more important for our clients, is the New York State property condition disclosure change. That took effect on March 20th. Every seller of residential property in the state of New York is now pretty much required to fill out a property condition disclosure and turn it over to the buyer. There are very few exemptions, corporate-owned properties, trusts, some things like that. But if you are an individual homeowner and you own a property, you are going to have to complete a property condition disclosure. The property condition disclosure is now going to become attached to your contract of sale by New York State law. And therefore, that property condition disclosure has a 6-year statute of limitations. So that's going to open up a 6-year window where buyers can turn around and sue sellers for not disclosing things on their property condition disclosure. And if you're thinking about selling, you have to take a look at the document. They've added a ton of questions, and as we're sitting here and it's pouring rain today, and it's going to rain another 2 or 3 inches over the next couple of days, 7 questions were added to the property condition disclosure this year in regards simply to water damage. So have you had any water seepage or infiltration in your house? These are questions that previously sellers in New York did not have to answer prior to selling their house. So those are the big 2 changes that are occurring right now in real estate. And if you're buying or selling, you want to be informed on what those changes are and how they're going to affect you in your real estate transactions. So this is the April update. If you have questions about any of these things, reach out to me. I'm happy to help. Colin Seitz with RE/MAX Benchmark. Have a great day.